She looked like she didn't even belong there. Loose gray sweatpants, worn-out sneakers, hair tied in a messy bun. Everyone else at the gym was in uniform, tight, polished, focused, but she just stood by the edge of the mat like she was waiting for someone to call her a mistake. Then he stepped forward. Chase, the black belt. The pride of the gym. Tall, sharp jaw, fists like stone. He smirked and pointed at her. "You want to try?" A few chuckled. Someone whispered, "That's not even fair." But she didn't flinch. Didn't smile, just nodded once, slow. She stepped onto the mat without a word. No bow, no stretch, no warm-up, just quiet. Chase bounced on his feet, grinning like this was a warm-up round. "Don't worry," he said, loud enough for the room to hear. "I'll go easy." That's when the room started paying attention. They circled. Tension hung in the air like a held breath. He lunged. She dodged, not with panic, but precision. Like she saw it coming a second before he moved. Someone muttered, "Wait, what?" He came again, faster. High kick meant to end it quick. She slipped under it like water and swept his leg. His body hit the mat with a thud. Silence. He scrambled up, stunned. His face now red not from the fall, but from confusion. "Shot," he grumbled. Third strike, he aimed a combo this time, fists flying. She didn't back away. She moved in. One step. One twist. He was on the mat again, but this time she had his arm in a lock before anyone even saw what happened. No one spoke. No one laughed. Phones came out, cameras clicked. She leaned in, whispered something to him, quiet, calm. He nodded, eyes wide. When she stood up, even the coach stayed silent. The front desk guy broke it finally. "Who is she?" Someone near the back answered without turning. "I think we just found out." Nobody dared ask her name directly. They just watched as she stepped off the mat, calm like nothing happened. Like she hadn't just humiliated the gym's golden boy in under 30 seconds. Chase sat on the mat, rubbing his wrist, eyes still. Locked on her, like he'd seen a ghost. Not anger, something else. Like respect laced with fear. She walked past the line of spectators, heading toward the exit. But before she could reach the door, Coach Daniels' former state champ, proud, ex-Marine called out. "Hey!" She stopped, didn't turn around, just stood there. Coach cleared his throat. "You train somewhere?" She turned halfway, finally speaking. "Nope. Ever compete?" She gave a tiny shrug. "Not my thing." The room was dead quiet, everyone hanging on her every word. Coach squinted at her. Something was clicking in his head. "You got a name?" Another pause. Then she smiled, the first real expression on her face. "Sarah." Someone whispered behind Coach. "That's not possible." "Sarah Kim?" "No way." Coach's eyes narrowed. "Wait, you said not your thing? But didn't your sister compete in nationals a couple years back?" Sarah nodded. "She still does." Coach blinked. "She said her sister trained her, that she'd never beat you." Chase's head snapped. "Up? What?" Now people were searching her face again, trying to match the calm stranger with the stories they remembered. Sarah Kim, the name was familiar, but no photos ever surfaced. She never fought officially. Just rumors of a woman who trained others, then disappeared. Coach rubbed his jaw. "Why'd you come here today?" Sarah glanced at Chase, then back at Coach. "My niece's first class." She was scared to come alone. Coach frowned. "Your niece." And just then, the door opened. A little girl peeked inside nervously, clutching a water bottle twice her size. Sarah waved her over gently. The girl ran up and hugged her waist tight. Coach looked at the girl, then back at Sarah. "She's in the 4 o'clock class?" Sarah nodded. "I wanted her to see something before she started." "What?" Sarah looked over the whole room now, the stunned faces, the phone still recording, Chase still on the floor. That sometimes quiet wins louder. And with that, she walked to the bench, grabbed her old sneakers, and sat down. To tie them like none of this was a big deal, but it was. The whole gym was still frozen, because they didn't just watch someone win. They watched someone choose not to fight. They'd still win. Coach Daniels finally broke the silence. He turned to Chase and muttered, "You all right?" Chase didn't answer, just stared at the mat, sweat dripping down his temple, not from exertion, but from disbelief. "I've never seen moves like that," one of the brown belts whispered behind him. "She didn't even try hard." That was the part messing with everyone. It wasn't just that she won, it was how she won. Effortless, calm, like it was just muscle memory. Sarah sat beside her niece now, fixing the strap on the little girl's headgear. "Remember," she said softly, "you don't have to be the loudest, just the clearest." The girl nodded, eyes shining. Coach Daniels took a deep breath and walked over. "Listen, Sarah, I don't know what brought you in today, but if you ever feel like teaching, I'm not here for that," she said gently. He nodded. "I figured, just if that ever changes, this door stays open." She gave him a small nod. "No promises." And Coach looked down at her niece. "Up, kiddo. Ready?" The girl stood, chest puffed a little, face more confident than before. She nodded, stepping onto the mat like she owned it. The other kids lined up. Some were still glancing at Sarah out of the corner of their eye, whispering. Chase had finally stood, still quiet, still red. He walked past her, pausing just a second. "You're not who I thought you were," he muttered. Sarah tilted her head. "Most people aren't." He gave her a slow nod, then left. Just when the tension seemed to settle, the gym door opened again, this time with force. 2 men. Suits walked in, black suits, clean cut, one had an earpiece. Everyone turned. Coach stepped forward quickly. "Can I help you, gentlemen?" The taller one looked around, then held up a photo. "We're looking for this woman. She's considered a priority witness in an open federal case." Coach squinted at the photo. "So was Sarah." A collective breath got caught in the rooms. Throat. Coach turned, heart pounding slightly. Sarah was already on her feet, calm but alert. "Shh." She looked at the photo, then at the man. "Shh." He said, "Miss Kim, we need to speak with you immediately." Coach stepped in. She didn't do anything. "Wrong," the agent raised a brow. "No, but someone else did, and she's the only one who saw it." Sarah sighed, not surprised, not scared, just ... tired. She turned to her niece. "Finish class. I'll be right back." The girl grabbed her hand. "Promise." Sarah knelt, kissed her forehead. "I never break a promise." And she stood, nodded to the agents, and followed them out. The door shut behind them, and silence dropped like a curtain again. Coach looked at the closed door. "Who is she?" a voice whispered from the back. "Coach!" Didn't answer, because now even he didn't know. Outside, the heat hit like a wall, but Sarah didn't flinch. The agents walked fast, assuming she'd follow. She did, but not like someone being dragged. Like someone who already knew where this was going. The taller agent opened the door of the black SUV. "We'll keep this quick. Just need you to confirm a few details." She paused before getting in. "Are they still denying it?" The second agent exchanged a look with the first. "Yes. They say the footage was edited." Sarah gave a dry smile. "Figures." Inside the SUV, the air was cool, sterile. She sat in the back, hands folded, calm like she wasn't sitting in a federal vehicle. The shorter agent turned to face her 2 years ago. "The warehouse. You were there?" She nodded. "I wasn't supposed to be. Can you walk us through it again?" Sarah leaned her head back. The memory flickered behind her eyes like an old film reel. "They brought in 3 trucks, 2 loaded with crates. No markings, no paperwork. I was there to pick up my sister. She was late. I waited outside until I heard shouting." She paused. Her fingers tapped lightly against her knee. They weren't speaking English. I got closer. One man shoved another, then a shot. The SUV went silent. The first agent's voice lowered. "And you saw the face?" Sarah nodded. "Senator's son. Same guy denying everything now." The agents exchanged a slow glance. The taller one muttered, "If you testify, this doesn't just shake his seat. It takes down half the board he funds." Sarah looked out the tinted window. The gym was still in sight. Her niece was now sparring, laughing, alive in a world that had no idea what shadows she'd walk through. "I told you," she said. "I'm not running from it." The shorter agent handed her a phone. "The DA's office wants to set a private meet. We'll take you there now if you're ready." Sarah didn't take the phone. She locked eyes with him instead. "I'll go. But only if the protection detail includes her address. No cameras, no press. I don't care about headlines." The agent nodded slowly. "You'll have it in writing." She leaned back, finally accepting the phone. "Then let's finish this." But before the SUV moved, her own phone buzzed. Unknown number. She stared at it. The buzz kept going. She answered hello. The voice on the other end was cold, familiar. "You should have stayed hidden." Sarah's breath caught for half a second. The agents turned, alert. She ended the call, didn't speak for a moment, then looked at the men. "They know I talked." The shorter one reached for his radio. "We need backup now." Sarah stared out the window again, her niece, still smiling inside that gym. Her voice was flat. "You're already too late." And in the distance, across the street, an unmarked van started to roll forward. No plates, no windows. But Sarah was already reaching down, pulling something small from her ankle. A compact black device. The taller agent blinked. Is that she pressed a button, and the van's engine cut out mid-roll, completely dead? She looked at them. "Didn't just bring a witness," she said quietly. "You brought bait."